Okay, now I'm nervous. Clap a hand for Tiana. Thank you. Okay, I've written a speech. It may be a bit too long. And I'm going to read, so... Louder?
Just speak right into it, because it's a directional, so it's like, it's a
my
singing
God.
part to see what
Okay, so I just want to start with thanking a few people. Firstly is, where's Bobby? Bobby! My husband. Oh my God, this is so weird. Okay, so he's worked so hard to make this place happen and keep everything ticking over. I've calculated that on average he works about 85 to 90 hours a week, yet he never complains about a thing. So if he ever serves you and comes across slightly zombie-like, it may be because he's worked 18 hours straight. This experience is totally new to Bobby because he has never worked in a cafe before or never really even worked in public, so I'm very proud of him. He's had to learn so many new roles: barista, kitchen hand, boss, waiter, dishy, and he's never washed so many dishes in his life. He's cleaned grease traps, changed light bulbs, unlocked sinks a million times, saved numerous baby seagulls that keep falling off our roof, fixing the coffee machine over and over, fixing the dishwasher, painting this whole place inside and out, and he does all the accounting and all the tax, which is also a new role. So, hey Bobby! This past year I've actually really missed him so much because we haven't had really even a day off together. So next year I'm looking forward to when we can spend more time as a couple and not just business partners. So Bobby, I love you and thank you for putting your whole heart and soul into Nature Cafe. Where are my girls? Come to me! So yeah, we have two beautiful daughters, Amaya and Lavani. Amaya, she works here one day a week. You might have seen her. Come! So this is little Lavani and Amaya. So yeah, their lives has literally been turned upside down this past year. They spend a lot of time here every week. You like coming here? Yeah? So it's kind of like their second home. Amaya works here, yes, and she does get paid. And I think for a 12-year-old, she is incredibly mature and passionate. So she makes the best smoothie bowls. If you ever want to try a smoothie bowl, and she's working here, you will see her craft. She knows the menu like the back of her hand, and she knows every smoothie recipe by heart. Lavani, she's the sweetest little thing, very patient. She spent hours and hours waiting here for us while she draws her beautiful pictures. And we're just forever saying, just one more job, just one more job. So they've both just taken it all in and adapted to their cafe life. Tiana, I want to thank you so much. She's believed and shared in our vision for this place, and she runs our open mic night every month out of the goodness of her heart. She brings her gear and her passion, and we hope to see lots more artists joining us here for the fun. So Tiana, thank you for everything that you're bringing to our cafe and to the community in Frankston. Yay, Tiana! Where's Harmony? Harmony! Come on, come here. Good girl, come on. Oh, I just want to have a special mention for Harmony. She's one of our lovely staff members. She's actually the only one loyal staff member that's actually been with us since the very beginning. So she's a bit like our family now. So thank you to Harmony. Has everyone enjoyed their food tonight? Yeah? Okay. So can we introduce you to one of the most important people in this place? Hopefully. Gian, get out of the kitchen. So Gian is he's our head chef, and I now understand why people say that chefing is one of the hardest jobs. I totally get it, it's true. We're so thankful to have found him, and he's an incredible chef and such an asset to us. Gian, come on. So Gian treats every meal he makes with respect and care, and I can say that his name actually really does reflect in his food because it's made with love. His name is Gian Love. So yeah, I just want to give thanks to Gian, and we love having you in our team. And can we give some love to Gian Love? Thank you. Go cook them some more snacks. Sorry, I've had 2 champagnes and that's it, I'm done. So yeah, lastly I want to thank everyone here and every lovely customer who ever walks through our doors. Without you we wouldn't be here, and we have really got the most loyal and wonderful bunch of customers. So thanks to all of you for helping us and supporting us through our journey. With your sweet words, encouragement and loyal patronage, and sharing with us your friends and on your social media and with the community. Word of mouth has been the most powerful thing. So this place and the people who fill it have become my social life and my whole life. So I look forward to getting to know all of you a bit better and sharing some more fun times with you. I'm nearly done, so sorry. So my vision has always been for a place where absolutely everybody feels welcome and it's like a second home. You can meet with old friends and you can also create new friends. A family-friendly environment and a non-judgmental environment. A place to eat tasty food, pretty food, and healthy food, and cruelty-free food. Our motivation still comes from animals. We adore them and we don't eat them, and we're trying to show everyone that they can still enjoy all the foods that they love without harming or taking the life of a beautiful creature who desperately doesn't want to die. If we can motivate people to cut down eating animal products and maybe even one day they can give up, then we've achieved our goal while we're here doing this cafe. On that note, I would like to introduce Jason. He's been one of our loyal customers from the beginning, and he's inspired us also in lots of ways. I've always been a vegetarian, but only recently our whole family's become vegan. So it's actually the people that we meet, like Jason and Bish over here, that they've inspired us personally and with the cafe too to make it as vegan as possible. We're not quite there, but we'll get there. So if I can introduce Jace, and he's going to say a few words.
Big hand then, Rita. All right. Yeah, it's not hard to get me to say a few words and talk about veganism. I've been a vegan for 30 years, but before I do, I always like to know my audience. So just by show of hands, who in the room is vegan? Oh yeah, good chunk, well done. And borderline, okay, that's okay. And what about vegetarian? Yeah, and what about if you're neither vegetarian nor vegan? I'm not going to judge you, it's okay. Anyone here that still dabbles it? That's fine. And as I say to people, at World Vegan Day, it's pretty easy to get a vegan to World Vegan Day. It's like shooting tofu in a bucket, right? See the change of language there? Because we don't shoot fish, right? But to get people like, that aren't even vegan or vegetarian to a vegan event or to a vegan night, it's, power to your elbow for stepping outside the square and thinking and being objective to even have a look, because a lot of people wouldn't. So congratulations to you particularly. And that brings me back to, I think it was Schopenhauer made a quote many years ago that is often attributed to Gandhi. And he put a bit at the end about 200 years later where he said, and then we win. But he said that all truth goes through 3 stages. Is anyone familiar with that quote? First, they ignore you. Then they ridicule you. And then it becomes self-evident. So what it's saying is the truth is always the truth. You are entitled to your own opinion, but not your own facts. The truth will always prevail. And they're the stages it takes. And I say to people, when I came here, it was a week before World Vegan Day last year, and we were all excited about vegan, and we're shoving it down their throat, vegan this and vegan that, but they've done it to us, yeah? That's how they've sold us the concept that not being vegan, which we're physiologically designed to be, is because it's all advertising. I did a talk at World Vegan Day, and I said that driving in from Frankston to the showgrounds, the amount of dead animals I saw on the side of the road was phenomenal. I'm not talking about roadkill. Okay, I'm talking about some clown in a funny hat trying to sell this burger and another one trying to sell that burger. It's a vegan burger now, so I can mention Hungry Jack's, that's cool. And there's dead chickens on the side of the road and billboards and big, apparently juicy chunks of cow's butt. And everywhere you go, it's just like dead animal everywhere in your face. And now, I don't have to be a closet vegan anymore because it's becoming normal. And it is normal, it's natural on a physiological level, on every level. So when people start to become vegetarian or vegan or declare it, what you'll find are people at stage 1 of that Schopenhauer quote, they're the ones who just go, oh yeah, cool man, I might have a good day, see you later. They just ignore you, their consciousness is not pricked. So let them be. Then, funnily enough, in sales, we call warm leads, and the people that actually are at stage 2, the ones that ridicule you, where do you get your protein, and I love my meat. Do you? What, you sit there and like chew your bicep? Oh, sorry, I mean the cows, mate. Okay, yeah, sorry. The ones that are getting into you've got to understand as vegetarians and vegans, these are the people at stage 2. Even though they're ridiculing you and abusing you and taking a mickey out of you, they're actually warm leads. They're not just ignoring you and dismissing you and going about their own. They've thought about it. They feel guilty. They're already on the journey, right? And you're there, and in some little way they envy you, right? So be nice to them and nurture them through, right? Don't, as a vegan, don't turn to a vegetarian and say, well, they're so close, it's not funny. All they need is a little bit of love and support. And then the truth becomes self-evident. And I'll tell you now, the vegan journey, it will be won, and it's not a fight, because we cannot sustain what we're doing to the planet. We are going through like Pac-Man on amphetamines. All the world's resources and animals, and it's going to be over. So one day, all the world will be vegan by choice or by necessity, or simply we won't be here, or the biosphere won't be here because we'll destroy it first. So it can be hard to be a lamplighter. But the journey, as tough as it may be sometimes, is such a worthwhile cause. And people coming past you to get their morning coffee, and then they want their milk and they want their bacon and their eggs that Bobby and Amrika were telling me, and then they had to fight that, and they had to give them what they wanted. They couldn't pay the bills. And slowly, with the support of the vegan community and the vegetarians in the area and people that just Google vegan from the other side of town, from Canley over near Caroline Springs, just coming through, just coming in and providing this place for people to eat vegan and slowly becoming vegan themselves and getting more excited about the message. And it's an important message and it's important work. When the truth becomes self-evident, then everyone knows it. And it's my firm belief now that everybody does know it. Because you could say, oh, I didn't know this and oh, I didn't know that. That's absolutely correct, right? You didn't. But you can no longer say in this modern day and age of technology that you didn't have access to the information. You may have chosen not to research. Just a quick Google on health and nutrition. Just a quick Google on acid alkaline. You could have chosen not to Google those things, but ignorance is in fact the choice. So people are stopping, burying their head in the sand, and they're looking out, and It's really important as vegetarians and vegans that we nurture these people through the process, as hopefully we were as well. Sometimes you've got to roll with the punches. That's not the easiest thing to do. One of the things that really stops people being vegan as opposed to vegetarian is not so much dairy, but specifically cheese. Is anybody in that same boat? Put your hand up if you're vegetarian, but you go vegan, but for bloody cheese, yeah? Yeah?
That was my last thing to go.
Sorry?
That was my last thing to
And,
go.
and I'll tell you why. There's a scientific reason for that. For those who don't know, milk contains casomorphins. Sorry, not milk, actually casein, which represents 87% of the protein in milk, has casomorphins. So casein from casein and morphins from morphine. It actually stimulates the same receptors in the brain as does heroin, cocaine, etc. So you are addicted, okay? And you're meant to be addicted because you're being sold a lie. You're meant to be addicted, and it can be